Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Mentor Sam, and I am so happy to be here with you today on Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everyone. I want to just give a big shout out to the Earth. Without the Earth, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't have any good food to eat. We wouldn't have any materials to construct, to build our homes, and we would not really even have bodies. So thank you to the Earth. Thank you for all that the Earth provides. And thank you for being here today. Today we're going to talk about something really cool and special. Some people even might think it's kind of gross. Not me though. Not at all. We're going to talk about worms. Worms. We're going to talk about worm farms and how you could even start your own worm farm. Let's do it. Come on. First, let's go check out my worm farm. Okay, so first things first. Pop open the lid. Then we check out what's on the inside. We got a paper bag. Underneath, we've got the bedding. So we've got some leaves. We've got some soil. Let's see if we can find a couple worms. Not seeing any worms yet. Nope. See some leaves. Oh, here's a little shovel. Maybe this can help us. Okay. Aha. So we've got an old avocado. We pop it open. Ah, beautiful. A worm ball. We can see that the worms have eaten almost the whole avocado and have only left the pit and the skin. This is a pretty nice worm ball. You can see the worms cluster together and squiggle around. Here's the worm ball in my hand. Beautiful, isn't it? How many worms do you think are here? Would you hold a worm ball?
If you like worms, clap your hands. If you like worms, clap your feet. And if you are a worm, you can't clap anything except your whole body. If you like worms, clap your hands. If you like worms, clap your feet. And if you are a worm, you can't clap anything except your whole body.
Okay, so in order to start your own worm farm, the first thing you need is a place for the worms to live. And what I have is called a bin. And I have one that I bought from the hardware store. It was only about $10. But you just need something that your worms can live in, and with a lid, and something that's dark, because the worms like to be underground where it's dark. So once you have a place for your worms to live, the first thing you need to do is prepare their environment. So you're going to make them bedding. This is really easy. All you need is cardboard and even things like paper bags from the grocery store. Really good. And what you're going to do is you're going to shred and rip it all up, and then you're going to kind of dip it into water to make sure it's a little bit moist, and you're going to fill up your bin. You can also use things like old leaves that you collect from outside. You can see this one, actually, the worms have been eating it. You can see that there's a little bit of light. You're going to fill up your bin, and usually what I'll do last is just put a couple handfuls of soil that I find outside in the bin. Once you have everything ready, the last thing you need is you actually need worms. So these are called red worms. You can see because they're a little bit smaller than worms you find outside. They're a little bit red. I bought these from the internet from a place called Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. I think I paid $20 for a big bag of worms, and they just mail them to you. So first you need your bin, then you need your bedding, and last you add the worms. Once you add the worms, you want to make sure that their home stays a little bit moist, so you might need to sprinkle some water in there if it looks dry. And then about once a week, you're gonna take some scraps of food, maybe leftover vegetables or leftover fruit, and you're just gonna add it to the bin. I usually like to pick up some soil and put it underneath and kind of bury it a little bit. And if you feed them about once a week, then soon your worms will reproduce and you'll have more and more worms. So worms eat a lot of different things. What I feed my worms mainly are fruits, vegetables, leaves, grass, cardboard boxes, egg cartons that are made out of cardboard. Some really cool things about having a worm farm: you create less waste. So instead of throwing your food in the garbage, you can feed it to your worms, and the worms will eat the food and then poop it out. And when they poop it out, it becomes really good soil. And so they take old stinky food and they turn it into nice, clean soil. So if I take this soil and I smell it, it smells really good. Even though it's worm poop, it's not stinky. It actually smells really good. So worms that we find outside, they do a really important job. So they actually eat dead plants. So they eat dead grass and leaves and sticks and wood, and they turn all of those dead things into soil. And once it becomes soil, other plants can use that soil to grow and get nutrients from the soil to grow. Another cool thing that worms do, as they squiggle through the soil, they create air pockets, right? And so the air pockets make it easier for water to move through the soil, and also for new plants as their roots are trying to grow into the soil. Because there's holes from the worms, the roots can find easier places to grow. So it helps new plants, both by giving it better soil and by making it easier for the plants to take hold. So those are a couple cool things that worms do in the earth. Thank you so much for visiting my worm farm today, and I hope you learned a little something about how to maybe start your own worm farm and what kind of cool things worms do. I hope you had a really awesome Earth Day, and I hope you have a really delicious worm-themed snack. Well, this is the end of the video now, so I guess I will be seeing you soon. Goodbye from me, Mentor Sam, and all the worms. Bye.